Hello, I'm Sarasota County Sheriff William B.O.L.O. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, in conjunction with Venice Police Department, Lombo Key Police Department, Northport Police Department, Sarasota Bradenton Airport Police, Sarasota Police Department, Florida Highway Patrol, and the University of South Florida New College Police bring you Crimestoppers B.O.L.O. B.O.L.O is a law enforcement term for be on the lookout. This show will profile men and women that are wanted for committing crimes in Sarasota County. We hope you will be on the lookout for these wanted criminals and can provide any information to Crimestoppers that will aid in their apprehension. We also keep you informed of what area law enforcement agencies are doing to keep the community safe. Thanks to Blab TV, Comcast Cable, and our sponsors for making this half hour possible.
Hi, I'm Detective Bill Carroll, the Crime Stopper Coordinator for the Sarasota County Sheriff's Department. I want to welcome you tonight to our brand new format, Crimestoppers B.O.L.O. As mentioned earlier, B.O.L.O is the acronym for Be on the Lookout, and that's what we want you to do. We want you to be on the lookout for wanted criminals committing acts of crime in the county of Sarasota.
Norman Steele. Gary Scott Rosenbaum. Shane Thomas McKittrick. Sheila Labreck. Dakar Tyler. Sean Kahn. Michael Williams. Herman Taylor. Jeffrey Warren Owen. Tracy Lawler. Jacqueline Delrina Thompson. Kimberly Ann O'Brien. Timothy Lee Frendenberg. Cynthia Reyes. Leslie Jr. William. If you recognize anybody profiled in tonight's show, please call 366-8477. You may be eligible for a cash reward up to $1,000 and you do not have to give your name. That's 366-8477.
So many of you are probably asking yourself, what exactly is Crimestoppers? Well, Crimestoppers is a nonprofit organization that was created to help law enforcement, the media, and the general public help put criminals where they belong, in jail. By utilizing the Crimestopper program, all you do is you call 366-TIPS or 8477. You will remain anonymous, and you're eligible for a cash reward up to $1,000.
In the early morning hours of November 3, 2003, Eric Morales was deliberately run down and killed on Greenway Drive in the city of Sarasota. Pictured is the man Sarasota police believe are responsible. He is 19-year-old No Way Lopez. His date of birth is August 23, 1984. He's 5'6" and approximately 160 pounds. His last known addresses were 3840 Greenway Drive, apartment 1202, and 3221 Granada Drive, apartment 135, both in Sarasota. An active murder warrant exists for Lopez. He was last known to drive a white Ford Taurus with red flames on the side. He is believed to have left the area or the state, but SPD believes there are people who know of his whereabouts. If you have any information on No Way Lopez's location, you are asked to call Crimestoppers at 366-8477.
We just want to take a minute to pay tribute to the men and women of the Florida Army National Guard. They're right behind us over here, the 265th Air Defense Artillery. They have been activated. They're over here drilling night and day, and we just want to say our thanks to them. Detectives in Northport also need your help in identifying a man wanted for a business burglary.
Please take a good look at the following surveillance pictures. On February 2nd at 11:30 p.m., Northport police officers respond to the Next 9 golf course located at 1201 Woodhaven Drive in Northport in reference to an alarm. Upon arrival, the officers noticed that the front door was smashed. This is where entry was made by the suspect. He then damaged the cash registers and fled out of the store with one of the strong boxes containing money. This burglary was caught on store surveillance. Anyone with information about this burglary or the suspect can call Crimestoppers at 366-8477. You do not have to give your name, and you can be eligible for cash reward up to $1,000.
We'll be back with more after this short break.
Welcome to Evie's Car Wash and Golfing Fun Center. Get Southwest Florida's #1 car wash featuring soft cloth, state-of-the-art equipment. While your car is getting a full treatment, we'll provide you with a free bucket of golf balls. Tune up your game with golf lessons from the pros. Eddie's features McLean's homemade ice cream and Mean Gene's fresh-made, fresh-baked pizza. That's Evie's Car Wash and Driving Range on Bee Ridge Road, Sarasota.
Don't be a victim. Hone your firearm skills at Sarasota's one and only indoor shooting range and firearm emporium. Visit Take Aim for target shooting or take advantage of one of their firearm courses such as the basic pistol course, combat and tactical shooting, or the concealed weapons license course, all taught by an instructor with local SWAT experience. They offer new and used guns and have a wide selection of accessories. Open Tuesday through Friday 10 to 10, Saturday and Sunday 10 to 7. Make your next bullseye at Take Aim Indoor Shooting Range.
Coastal Behavioral Health Care Incorporated.
Your community mental health center for over 25 years. We offer a full array of services for children and adults affected by drug and alcohol abuse, mental illness, or mental health problems. Our mission is to provide quality services that meet and exceed your expectations. Crisis and supportive counseling services are available at the Access Center 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Coastal Behavioral Health Care Incorporated, your connection to a positive future.
Should you ever be arrested and need a bail bondsman to post bail for you, call Fowler Bail Bonds, serving the Sarasota, Bradenton, and Venice area since 1964. Fowler Bail Bonds provides fast, courteous service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for anyone arrested on felony or misdemeanor charges. If you find yourself in the need of posting bail to get released from jail anywhere in the country, call 955-8877. Fowler Bail Bonds, family-owned and operated.
Hi, welcome back to the show. We recently had the opportunity to sit down with Dr. Randy Gonzalez, the new police chief at New College, University of South Florida. Dr. Gonzalez, a 12-year veteran of the Sarasota County Criminal Justice Academy, recently took this position in January. Here's some more with this story. Today we're at the USF New College campus with new police chief Randy Gonzalez. Randy and I go back quite a ways, 14 years now.
A lot of years, at least 14 years.
Matter of fact, when I went through the Law Enforcement Academy, that was I always believe your first class, 72nd Law Enforcement.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your past? I understand before you were at the academy, you were a former campus police officer, correct?
Yes, I was. Thank you, Bill. I just want to say thanks for you stopping by today, because we're pretty excited about the opportunities we have in the New College USF community, and it's exciting for me to have been appointed chief after almost 15 years at the police academy, and then before that, just going back to the early 70s, around 1973, I went to the police academy in Tampa, Florida, and was recruited by the University of South Florida Department of Public Safety as a state officer. We intend to promote primarily a service orientation, whereas our focus is going to be on the educational processes of the community interacting in a proactive way with the police department. So there's essentially two tasks there. Continue the educational process within this dynamic community, as well as enhance the service delivery of quality, safety, and protective services.
So it's similar to a community policing philosophy.
Very much. I come from, I predate community policing in the sense that back when I started, the concept was along the lines of what we called neighborhood team policing and crime prevention. So departments were revolutionizing their crime prevention units, and pretty much the same concept, attitude, ideas of community policing came from that kind of thinking process. So we want to continue to capitalize on the community policing concept, because you know from all your years in policing that some segments of our population are less willing than others, by virtue of Crimestoppers, which is a wonderful mechanism to enhance law enforcement performance by virtue of the information flow and all the support aspects that are associated with that. By the same comparison, we know that there are a lot of people who don't want to come forward and provide information, but that in the investigative process, in the community service process, you have a need to have the information flow from the community to the police. So that's what we would like to enhance, is that people feel free to come forward and report things that are happening, because we know stuff happens on campus, off campus, in our surrounding areas, and we want to be able to build that relationship, or what I would call a partnership with the community, to enhance that information flow for the greater good of everybody.
Sort of like the airport police is their own little community, and
Right.
which they have a lot of retired officers, like you mentioned, that bring a vast amount of knowledge and experience with them. Is this similar to that, where you would, for an officer starting out in his career, this might not be his first choice? Or
Well, it depends, and we were talking about this earlier, about expectations coming into law enforcement. If your expectation is that you want a lot of activity, then you probably want to be recruited by a large agency. And I used to counsel, career counsel recruits at the academy. They would ask me exactly that same question, because inevitably a recruit would say, what agency should I be looking for? And I would ask, well, what are you looking for? What are your expectations for the career field? And if you're looking for a lot of activity, a tremendous amount of experience in a short period of time, then you should probably look at a large metropolitan agency where you'll be handling a lot of calls on a regular basis. If your expectations are that you want to have more time to interface with the community and that sort of thing, then look to a smaller agency. Depends on what you as an individual officer, looking at your career down the road, where you want to fit in and how much do you want to get in a certain period of time. So it depends. We tend to get the officers that are looking for a second career, and they're still too young to retire. One example is we have a retired detective sergeant from the New York City Police Department as one of our patrol officers. Now, when he retired, he was too young to, quote-unquote, retire.
Right.
So he was looking for a second career, so we hired him. And a lot of our officers have had some major, significant experience with big agencies. So they immediately bring that expertise right here with them, and it kind of gives us a good foundation for a lot of years' experience in an older officer.
Which is very, very common in this profession that I've seen, and you've also obviously have seen, that a lot of officers are starting their second career in law enforcement because they either don't want to give it up, or they just, the love of it, of the work. And for example, a lot of our bailiffs are retired officers from other agencies. Like we mentioned, the airport here, B.O.L.O Police Department has a lot of officers starting their second career. It's just something that's in the profession. It's in our blood.
I think that's very true what you say, that once you become, some people have said, once a cop, always a cop. And I don't know how much truth there is to that. People in the public tend to think that they can recognize a cop when they see him in plain clothes, because we seem to carry that with us. I walked into an office the other day in one of our local schools looking for some information. As soon as I walked in with a shirt and tie, somebody stood up and said, "May I help you, officer?" And I'm looking around thinking, gee, is it that obvious? And they laughed about that, but you're right. We tend to become so married to this field of endeavor that when you retire in 20 years, you're still in your 40s. And so you still say, gee, I don't know if I want to get out of this entirely, so I'll look for another avenue to get into it. And we had that a lot in the academy. We would have officers retire from the north, come down here, want to do their transition to Florida certification, and they bring a wealth of experience, a lot of wisdom in 20, 25, 30 years of service.
Well, we've enjoyed our interview with you, and we
you.
hope in the next coming months and the shows down the line that we'll be able to include USF as often as possible.
Thank you.
We just want to wish you the best of luck in your new endeavor. I know it's only been 4 weeks, but I'm sure you're going to do fine.
We hope so.
Yeah. Is there anything, Chief, that you'd like to add? Questions for us that we can do to help you? Or
Well, I certainly appreciate the work of Crimestoppers and the work you're doing, and I appreciate the effort that you put in to this, and because it's really of vital importance to law enforcement. Additionally, I would add that as part of our efforts to enhance our service, we're recruiting for a qualified officer, and we're looking for somebody who wants to be involved in community policing operations, and we would put that out to the community. If someone has an interest in pursuing a different aspect of law enforcement in an educational environment, which pretty much focuses on community policing issues, we would love to hear from them. And we look forward to working with Crimestoppers over the years, because that is a great way to disseminate information of all kinds, and it really helps us. And should an incident occur, we hope incidents don't occur of a major nature, but should something happen, then we would love to be able to ask for your help.
Last month, the Sarasota Police Department, the Sarasota Sheriff's Department squared off on the gridiron for a game of football to help raise money for the B.O.L.O program. Here's some highlights from that game that I'm happy to say the Sheriff's Department dominated. Approximately $600 was raised at that pig bowl. There is a copy of that video available for the cost of $7, where proceeds will go to Crimestoppers and the B.O.L.O. If you'd like more information about this video, please call my office at 861-4244. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our volunteers at the Sheriff's Department. They donate many, many hours to help our department in its day-to-day functions. Without the volunteers, sometimes there's things at the office that just wouldn't get done.
More than 200 volunteers gave their time and efforts to help the Sheriff's Office with daily tasks. They are very much appreciated. In 2003, volunteers logged more than 16,000 hours. That's the equivalent to having 7.8 full-time employees. Every year, an outstanding volunteer from the Sheriff's Office North and South Districts are honored with the distinction of Volunteer of the Year during the annual breakfast at the Faith Baptist Church on Bee Ridge Road. Mr. Tom Clarkson and Mrs. Eileen Derbyshire were chosen as the Volunteers of the Year. Tom Clarkson has volunteered his time in helping in the crime prevention section and has volunteered for 18 years. During this time, he has given thousands of volunteer hours to help the crime prevention alarm section by updating, entering, and editing alarm information. Eileen works for the Community Policing Station in Inglewood and also at Special Operations in Venice. She has worked with the Community Policing Station in Inglewood since 1997 and has helped out not only with office work but with the Adopt a Family program as well. She volunteered more than 250 hours to this agency. The agency's office congratulates Tom and Eileen for their tremendous amount of work and dedication.
We're here at the Sarasota County Fairs where you can see some tigers here have a temporary home. We also want to show you about a new home for our Animal Services unit here in Sarasota County.
Sarasota County Animal Services, which is operated by the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, moved cats and dogs into the new animal shelter in December. Moving from the older, smaller facility on Pinckney Avenue to a newer, larger one on Bee Ridge Road was a long-awaited moment. Groundbreaking for the new shelter took place in 2002 and it was complete in 2003. The new facility is a state-of-the-art, adoption-friendly building on 5.5 acres. Employees work in the renovated 3,000 square foot office building and 12,000 square feet is actually dedicated to house the animals. The site also includes 70 dog runs and 92 cat cages.
We assumed the responsibility of the Animal Service Shelter back in 1994. It was called Animal Control back then, and since then we've changed the name to Animal Services. The Animal Service section is staffed by 26 employees. We're very fortunate today to have one of the first lieutenants also is here to see this, because I know that he worked on this project many years ago. He's since retired also. That's Lieutenant Parisi is here today. Lieutenant, are you here? I don't think you thought this day was going to come, did you? No, he said no. But it's here, which is great. In any operation that we do, we have one sworn lieutenant who is here today and oversees the operation of the section. We have 2 supervisors and 10 road officers handle over 11,000 calls for service annually, such as animal cruelty, injured animals, nuisance animals, dangerous animals, and animal bite investigations that we do with Animal Services. We have 1 supervisor and 6 kennel technicians that handle the kennel duties, including custody and care of over 4,200 dogs and cats, as well as over 905 other animals annually that come through Animal Services. Their daily tasks include kennel maintenance, issuing citations, collecting fees, and showing the animals to the public to facilitate what is known as the Great Adoption Program that we do have. They do a tremendous job with that because I know they're on television trying to adopt these animals out on a daily basis. We also have 1 supervisor and 4 secretaries that handle all maintenance and other fees, and over 3,000 annually for trapping fees that we do here in Sarasota County. That goes back to the general fund here in Sarasota County. The new shelter itself will contain 15,000 square feet of space under roof and approximately 18,000 square feet of total space, which is twice the size of the old facility. It will be much more user-friendly in terms of maintenance. I know our volunteers, and I know our staff that's out there, they're chomping at the bit to get in there because it's going to be such a nice facility, especially for our animals and able to do certain things that we have. So with that in mind, we appreciate the county who worked very hard in getting this done, and it's finally here. And I know our employees thank you very much. So thank you again.
Thank you, Sheriff. By the way, that remark about cleaning the kennels, I hope you didn't take that serious. Is Mrs. Charmaine Engelsman Robbins here?
Right here.
Okay, if you would come forward. we have a presentation of a painting that she would like to make. She is a local artist and charter member of the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee, and this is some of her original artwork.
Thank you. Good morning. Gosh, what a great morning. I've waited so long for this. I know lots of us have. Come over here. We've worked a long, hard time for this. The county has, and so many individuals, we can't possibly name them all. We've seen a parade of county commissioners literally get on the bus and go look at the other shelters to get the idea of what we needed. And we just really have got to say thank you to Sarasota Defense of Animals, Pet Placement, and St. Francis Animal Rescue. And okay, but really the ultimate goal is the day we give you this shelter back and say we don't need it anymore. And for that reason, we've got a lot of people working in education. The answer is education, to spay and neuter pets, to end cruelty. So what I've got for the sheriff to put in the department is not really a painting, but that's okay. It's called a mixed media piece of artwork. And what it is, these are all just some of the animals that have been rescued from the shelter and gotten good homes. You may not know this, but a lot of rescued animals also go on to become canine search and rescues and save people. In the middle, you can't see it probably from back here, is a stack of empty cages that says put your recycling here. And this is a sign that says shelter closed due to lack of unwanted animals. This is our ultimate goal.
We're going to be right back after this quick break, but before I go, I just want to thank everybody at Blab TV, all of our sponsors, and the Sarasota County Sheriff's Department for making Crimestoppers B.O.L.O possible.
Celebrating a special occasion or achievement, an organization or individual? Stop by Sarasota's largest showroom, the Trophy Shop. The Trophy Shop carries a wide variety of trophies, plaques, glass and crystal, medals, awards, certificates, ribbons, and engravable gift items, all at affordable prices. We've served the community since 1959. The Trophy Shop is more than just trophies. It's the creator of timeless impressions. Call today, 955-2440. Located at 429 North Lime Avenue. Call 955-2440.
We're gonna make you feel good, really good. Sunny's Real Good Barbecue.
Think about this. All the slow-smoked ribs and chicken you can eat. Slow-smoked in a real pit barbecue for hours and hours until they fall off the bone. With all the potatoes, garlic bread, and coleslaw you can eat too. All the ribs and chicken you can eat at a feel-good Sonny's price.
At Sunny's, we're gonna make you feel good.
Business owners, shouldn't your business be on our block? Reinforce your foundation and build a stronger business. Businesses like these have saved cash through IBE barter. IBE is serving over 600 businesses since 1991 with worldwide access to over 250,000 bartering companies. IBE has businesses who want to do business with you. Profit through the power of exchange. Call right now. Membership is free. That's right. IBE Barter Exchange is now offering free memberships. Barter your goods and services with other businesses for their goods and services. Barter is smarter. Smart businesses barter. Call now for your free membership. 955-6100 and visit us at www.barter-works.
Just like to take a minute to talk about the Carly Bruscia case that occurred back in Sarasota on February 1st. The incident involving Carly and her family and all the citizens of Sarasota County went through a tremendous loss that many of us are still feeling to this day. The investigators, the family, and just the community in general. It was a terrible tragedy that happened that should not have happened, and I just would like to take this time to thank all the investigators, the FBI, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the community, members of the media, people that help with food for the media, and for the Sheriff's Department personnel. If I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize, but we'd like to end the show with a small tribute to Carly. God bless you.
And I'd give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home.